Hi, I'm DJ Riz from KEXP, and you're about to listen to an all-music mind-bending episode of Art Zone with Nancy Guppy. Don't go away.
Hi everyone and welcome to the show. I'm Nancy Guppy and this week we are at the Royal Room in Columbia City in honor of Record Store Day 2019. This annual worldwide event has been going strong since 2007 and it's a wonderful way to acknowledge the power of vinyl and pay tribute to the awesome people who make it possible for all of us to walk into a brick and mortar building and peruse thousands of alphabetized, well-organized records.
Oh, what? Yes.
We're grateful for record stores and we're going to celebrate them with live performances from 4 terrific local bands. Cumulus, Terra, Cactus, Old Country Rose, and Down North. In addition, we asked one musician from each band to pick the record that changed their life. Their choices were all over the map and we're going to share those stories starting right now with Alex Nijakovsky of the band Cumulus.
I first encountered this album, Jason Molina, Pyramid Electric Company, my senior year of high school, and at that time I think that I'd mostly been listening to a lot of angsty emo and punk bands and things like that. The first song was 9 minutes. It's kind of meant to be listened to in the dark, in a contemplative way.
When the great pyramids drag themselves out to this spot.
Made me kind of start seeking out slower, more contemplative, sad songs, because sad songs were the things that made me feel less alone in the world. As a songwriter too, you'd like to think that your songs leave an impact on people, so it's a pretty incredible thing just to know how many people his songs have impacted. And I hope that people can keep on discovering his music for decades to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cumulus.
The smoke here has been lingering since 2002. You're sitting here across from me, and all I want is you to tell you how I really feel. We don't have to break this to know it's real. We don't have to break this again. Will you talk to me? Will you talk to me? Ooh. Will you talk to me? Will you talk to me? You say you met somebody else, but you won't give take a pause, breathe in deep and count to 10, and mourn the things we've lost. Will you walk away, away from me? Ooh, will you walk away, away from me? Ooh, will you walk away, away from me? Ooh, will you walk away, away from me? Walk away, walk away. Will you walk away, away from me? Ooh, will you walk away, away from me? Walk away, walk away.
Cumulus's current album, Comfort World, is available to download from your favorite online platform, and you can experience the band live at the Wild Buffalo in Bellingham on April 26th, at Jazz Bones in Tacoma on April 27th, and at Numos in Seattle on May 18th.
I first encountered this album when it came out a couple of years ago. I think it was nominated for a couple of Latin Grammys, and yeah, that's how I discovered it. Well, Melcandes was a Colombian folk singer, folk artist who wrote these famous songs while working on sugar plantations. They became popular throughout Colombia as popular folk songs. His most famous song off this album, called Rosa, when he was in his teens, he wrote it about the white plantation owner's daughter. And it's all about how he was in love with her, but there was this forbidden element to it. He was rediscovered in his 90s. The thing that speaks out to me about this is that there's a rawness in his voice. It's the most soulful thing I've ever heard in my life. A 90-year-old man who's worked on a sugar plantation his whole life and has been making folk music not for money or fame, but for the love of the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terra Cactus. Pick up Impulsos, the new release from Terra Cactus, at Sonic Boom Records or online, and catch the band live on a shared bill with Las Cafeteras on Saturday, May 25th at Nectar Lounge. Still to come, our Old Country Rose in Down North. Right now, though, we want to give you some background on this place, and to do that, we turn to one of the Royal Room founders, musician, composer, club owner, and visionary genius, Wayne Horvitz.
I think live music is incredibly important, and I love hearing live music in small places. People can hang, people can meet each other, and it's important to the ecology of art, and it's important to your life to get out of the house, all those things. I'm a composer and a pianist, and I make electronic music, and I produce records some as well. So the Royal Room opened in 2011. Steve Freeborn and Tia Matthews are my partners, and they started the OK Hotel in the 90s or late 80s. I played there a lot. I got to know them there. I called them up and said, you know, are you interested in doing something else? We spent a year or two just talking about it, and then we started to get to work. We had a lot of goals for the Royal Room, and one was obviously just to make the music great, but equally as important was to have something in the South End and have something that represented the community. We have a lot of local acts, and we have international acts and national acts. I would say that the emphasis of this place is on local acts, not at the expense of the other ones, but just because of the size of the place. Musicians don't get paid that well a lot, and the last thing I wanted them to do was have to haul their gear in and out when I could help them. So we have a bass amp, we have a drum set, we have a Hammond B3 organ, and most importantly, we have a Steinway B piano, which is almost unheard of in a club that's this inexpensive to go to, that's this small, that is a neighborhood club. I think the best part of running a club, and I never ran a club before, I've always been on the other side, is, you know, obviously coming in here and seeing great music and people enjoying it. I often joke that people come up to me and go, oh, you're Wayne Horvitz, and I'm thinking they're going to say, I love your new record, or I love your composition. Instead, they say, I love the Royal Room. But that is, in fact, great.
More on the Royal Room, including their jam-packed performance calendar, is at theroyalroomseattle.com. All right, let's get back to the music. Here's the record that changed the life of Country Dave Harmonson of the band Old Country Rose.
I was kind of coming from a folk music background a little bit, and I think the first time I heard this Sweetheart of the Rodeo album, The Byrds, heard this song, I heard these harmonies and this fiddle, and it turned out it was I Am a Pilgrim. It's the Byrds. The Byrds? What? That doesn't sound like the Byrds. Oh, it's this album they did, The Sweetheart of the Rodeo. This album was made in 1968. It was about 1971 when I first heard it. They were trying to make it into Nashville or into that scene, and were pretty much shunned by the establishment there. And ironically, they were more country probably than most of the country albums at the time, but they were shunned because they were rock and rollers. It probably pulled me full-fledged into going into country, and it kind of moved me into electric guitar and pedal steel. That Telecaster and that steel guitar, I drank the Kool-Aid on that stuff, and I've been engulfed in that ever since. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, Old Country Rose.
Come take my hand, dance with me, darling, a waltz for just me and you. With your arms around me and mine around you, we'll dance away these blues. Two broken hearts trying to mend from the wounds in each other's soul. I don't know about tomorrow, just hold me tight. Let fate decide where it goes. Come take my hand, dance with me, darling, a waltz for just me and you. With your arms around me and mine around you, we'll dance away these blues. This old heart has been hurting for far too long, but your touch, it takes me away from the pain that I feel down deep inside. So hold me, if just today. Oh, come take my hand, dance with me, darling, a waltz for just me and you. With your arms around me and mine around you, we'll dance away these blues. Put your arms around me and I'll put mine around you, and we'll dance away these blues.
Don't miss Country Dave's Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson Tribute Night at Connor Burn Pub on Friday, April 26th. And catch Old Country Rose at Lagunitas Tap Room on Sunday, May 5th, and at Cafe Racer on Saturday, June 8th.
I first heard this album, Stevie Wonder's Talking Book, I was in 4th grade. I was like, what's this little Braille stuff right here? It just touched me a lot. I know like every single part of this album. Whew. When I heard this album, I knew I wanted to do music like this. It speaks to me because as an artist, he was young when he did this one, and he played all the instruments. He played the bass, the drums, the lead vocals. He did some of the background vocals, and he wrote all the songs on the album. So it just shows you the detail that's in the album. Superstition has like 12 layers of just clav. If you were struck on a desert island and all you had was one album to listen to for the rest of your life, well, this is that one, because why not?
Ladies and gentlemen, down north.
To my friends and family, I know I can't explain myself, my actions don't sit, so much fun, but the fun, from the right, so busy fun, somebody explains to me, good ski, upon me, so big, comes to help with that.
Down North's brand new single, To Hell with Love, is out and available for download now. And that wraps our celebration of Record Store Day 2019. A big thanks to our 4 bands. We so appreciate the music you make. A huge thanks to the Royal Room, especially Brad Ruda. This is such an incredible place that Seattle has to experience live music. We love it so much. And finally, last but not least, thanks to you for tuning in. I hope that we have inspired you to add to your record collection, or better yet, to start one. Have a great week, and cheers to record stores. Here we go. Yes! That is the way to end every show. And in fact, maybe another one. Bradley. Oh, Brad! Okay. Ready? Okay, which one?
5, 4, 3.
It's gonna be smoking hot. Okay, I bet that fork. Guys, who planned this? There was a bucket of water right there. Totally unplanned. They hate me. There's my ring. Okay, bye.
Like, she can't complain that that one wasn't enough water.